Arjun Aloysius and Kasun Palisena further remanded. Reconstruction of Wavers in Polonnaruwa begins. The 19th Sri Lanka Air Force Cycle Parade begins.
The owner of Perpetual Treasuries Limited, Arjun Aloysius, and its CEO, Kasun Palisena, were further remanded until the 15th of March. The suspects were produced before Colombo Fort Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna this morning.
The Attorney General's Department and the Criminal Investigations Department presented facts on the investigations that are taking place in relation to the case. As Arjuna Mahendran is given time until the 8th of March to appear before the CID, court will decide on what measures need to be taken after that day. Court issued an order permitting the Criminal Investigations Department to continue recording statements from Arjun Aloysius and Kasun Palisena from the 3rd to the 15th of March as investigations are ongoing. The Attorney General's Department informed court the Financial Intelligence Unit of the Central Bank has lifted the restrictions imposed on several bank accounts of companies that are linked with Perpetual Treasuries as investigations have uncovered those monies do not relate to any illegal activity. However, the Attorney General's Department emphasized this is just a small portion of the total bank accounts. The case will be taken up again on the 15th.
President Maithripala Sirisena inaugurated the national project to restore small and medium wavers in the Polonnaruwa district under the Polonnaruwa Development Project.
The event was held on the banks of the Chandanapokuna Waver in Polonnaruwa. 2.5 million rupees is expected to be spent for the first phase in restoring this waver. Following renovations, it will expand to an area of 38 acres. The Sri Lanka Army is providing the manpower for the project. Generally these days there are political storms. When you watch TV, you feel there is nothing happening in the country. All the garbage and political garbage in Colombo is seen through the television in the evening. But when you come to a village like this and sit on the banks of a waver and do your work, you can see none of that garbage.
The Attorney General's Department has announced a special team of 8 lawyers has been appointed to assist the Presidential Commission set up to probe the irregularities of the Sri Lankan Airlines and Mihin Lanka.
The committee is chaired by Additional Solicitor General Attorney at Law Neil Unambua and will provide legal advice on investigations. On the 14th of February, President Maithripala Sirisena appointed a special commission to probe the irregularities said to have taken place at Sri Lankan Airlines and Mihin Lanka and Sri Lankan Catering. The commission is chaired by retired Supreme Court Justice Anil Gunaratna. The other members of the commission includes Appeals Court Judge EAGR Amarasekara, retired High Court Judge Piyasena Ranasinghe, retired Auditor General MDA Harrell, and Director General of the Sri Lanka Accounting and Auditing Standards Monitoring Board, WJK Giganage. The committee has been tasked with investigating all alleged irregularities in financial transactions and awarding of contracts, the placement of orders and terminations, and hiring and firing of persons and other financial related issues. The event was held on the banks of the Chandanapokuna Waver in Polonnaruwa. 2.5 million rupees is expected to be spent for the first phase in restoring the waver. Following the renovations, it will expand to an area of 38 acres. The Sri Lanka Army is providing the manpower for the project.
The Ministries of Fisheries and Water Resources Development said they have begun accepting proposals from parliamentarians on the new draft fisheries bill.
Issuing a communique, the ministry said that the draft bill will be submitted to Cabinet for approval before the end of this month. The ministry added that some parliamentarians have already submitted their proposals. The National Fisheries draft bill was prepared with the assistance of the Norwegian government.
An individual was stabbed to death with a sharp object in the Makalua area in Galle.
According to police, the attack was a result of an altercation between two groups at a party. The deceased was a 38-year-old resident of Makalua. The suspect has fled the area and investigations are underway to apprehend him.
Residents captured a crocodile at a house situated down Temple Road in Atimale.
The unwelcome visitor had come to the area yesterday. The residents captured the animal and notified the relevant authorities. It is currently in the custody of wildlife officials.
Small-scale tea estate owners raise concerns about the lack of attention given by the government regarding serious issues affecting the quality of tea in the country.
Tea cultivators should be given an adequate value for their product instead of a false control price. Also, fertilizer subsidy should be provided and the fertilizer itself should be of a good standard. If not, the tea cultivators will have to buy alternate raw material and mix it with the fertilizer. This will reduce our ability to produce good quality tea leaves. Therefore, the value for the quality of the final tea product will also be reduced. Not only is our tea being rejected in the world market, we are also plummeting among our competitors. We urge this government to protect the farming community.
Newsfirst inquired on the accusation from the Ministry of Plantation. Secretary to the Ministry J.A. Ranjit said that a higher price than the market value is being given to tea. The Secretary added that the fertilizer subsidy is also being provided without any interruptions. He said that any issues related to the matter could be discussed with the Ministry. Vehicular movement along the Kotiagala-Monaragala main road has come to a standstill following the collapse of a bridge across Eka-Ala.
This was a temporary bridge on the road leading to the Kapatigollava Devalaya through Monaragala. It collapsed yesterday after a lorry travelled on it. Transportation in the area has come to a complete standstill, severely impacting the lives of 700 families living in Kotiagala. The main bridge in the area collapsed about a year ago. The temporary bridge was constructed by the Many ministers came here during elections, but none of them saw this. We can't even transport a patient during an emergency.
We received no help for these. Can you see? Even the roads are not being made.
Many farmers had to turn back as they could not transport their produce to the market today.
A suspect has been apprehended with a hand grenade in his possession in Upuveli, Jaffna.
Police said the arrest was made based on a tip-off received. 4 kilograms of hand grenade was taken into police custody along with a gun manufactured in a foreign country and a shotgun. Suspect is to be produced before the Trincomalee Magistrate Court today.
Finally, some sports news. The 19th Air Force cycle race organized to mark the 67th anniversary of Sri Lanka Air Force began today. The Champion Network together with Sports First are the official media sponsors of the event.
The cycle race began at 9 this morning from the Air Force headquarters. The event was attended by high-ranking officials of the Sri Lanka Air Force and the top management of the Capital Maharaja organization. We thought that we should finish this in the Western Province this time. We thought that this would be a good way to further improve the coexistence among the people of our country in this time of peace. The Air Force cycle race is taking place in 3 sections this year. 150 cyclists, both local and international, are taking part in the event. Teams representing the Tri-Forces, the Sri Lanka Police and the Dehiwala Mount Lavinia Municipal Councils are competing in the event. The first phase of the race is from Colombo to Putlam, while the second phase will be from Putlam to Hingurakoda. The final phase is from Polonnaruwa to Ampara. The race spans over a distance of 440 kilometers. The Air Force Women's Cycle Race is scheduled to begin on the 4th of March. It will start from the Kalli Bridge in Chilau and end in the Ampara town. The event is organized by the Sri Lanka Air Force and the Sri Lanka Cycling Federation.
England's James Anderson says he is worried about the future of Test cricket after 3 internationals signed white ball only contracts.
Adil Rashid, Alex Hales and Reece Topley announced last month they would not be playing in the 2018 County Championship. Anderson is concerned the lure of more money will encourage younger players to choose limited overs cricket. He said, quote, "I just pray there is enough love for Test cricket out there," unquote.
Well, this is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. Do join us again at 1:55 as we bring you the very latest.